My name is Sarah, and this is another episode of A Different View. Right now it's Halloween, just a few days to go until the presidential election of 2020, and I think everyone is looking for a different view right now. I'm here on Treasure Island with San Francisco behind me, and I'm looking for a different view because in California, we're not really in the game as far as presidential elections go. California is considered a safe state. So people who are worrying about the election right now, they're not really looking at California and they're not looking at Alaska. They're looking at the swing states. They're looking at Florida and Michigan and places like Pennsylvania. And right now, everyone seems absolutely addicted to polls. I mean, if you have a choice between giving somebody a candy bar for Halloween and polling data, an awful lot of people would go for polling data. I don't know about you, but I remember 2016. And in 2016, most of the pollsters were actually kind of wrong. I mean, remember back in 2016, there were a lot of people who said Hillary Clinton had a 97% chance of winning. Well, she didn't. And since then, I've been really wary of polls. But everybody likes polls, and everybody is obsessed with polls right now, and everybody's sending me polling data. And I've been reading this stuff and looking at it and thinking, are they right? Are they wrong? Well, there's a reason why we have elections instead of just polls, because polls don't really tell you the story. Because everyone's looking for the polling data that will tell them that their guy's up. Right now, apparently, Quinnipiac had a new poll out for the state of Pennsylvania saying that Biden is up 8 points in Pennsylvania, which is significant because Pennsylvania is a swing state and has 20 electoral college votes. So that's a game changer. But Quinnipiac was wrong about a lot of things in 2016, and Quinnipiac has been all over the board. So has Rasmussen. So have a lot of other polling places. We don't know right now, that the presidential election year will cost $14 billion. That's billion with a B, not million. We don't know how much money people are spending on polls right now. But I was noodling around, looking at different polls. I was actually trying to figure out how much it costs to put on a poll. Not like I have the money to put on a poll, but I was wondering, how much money do people spend on polls, especially as so many of them are so wrong? And I found a really interesting poll in Pennsylvania that's not put on by a polling operation. It's not put on by Quinnipiac. It's not put on by Rasmussen. It's not funded by a newspaper or a magazine or a political candidate. It's the Hatboro, Pennsylvania cookie poll. And yes, I just said cookie. There's a small bakery in Hatboro, Pennsylvania, which is a small town in eastern Pennsylvania, kind of north of Philadelphia, and as the crow flies, halfway between Trenton, New Jersey, and King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. And the bakery in that town, every presidential election year, sells red cookies and blue cookies and counts how many cookies they've been selling in each color. Red cookies for a Republican win, blue cookies for a Democratic win. And yes, before you wonder, I checked. The cookies cost the same amount of money regardless of which political party you're going for, and they taste exactly the same. The only difference is they put red sugar sprinkles on the top of the Republican cookies and blue sugar sprinkles on the top of the Democratic cookies. Well, back in 2008, the Hatboro, Pennsylvania bakery sold an awful lot of blue cookies, and guess what? Barack Obama won. Back in 2012, the Hatboro, Pennsylvania bakery sold a lot of blue cookies again. And guess what? Barack Obama won Pennsylvania again. And back in 2016, 4 whole years ago almost, the Hatboro, Pennsylvania bakery sold red cookies. Enough red cookies that guess what? Donald Trump won Pennsylvania. Well, this year, apparently, Hatboro, Pennsylvania is selling a lot of red cookies. They are selling so many red cookies, it's looking like Donald Trump is totally crushing the cookie poll in Pennsylvania. In fact, he's outselling the Democratic cookies 2-1. Now, it could be that Republicans like cookies more than Democrats, but that wasn't the case back in 2008 or 2012. It could be all the Democrats have gone gluten-free and anti-sugar and no carb, but that seems a little doubtful because Pennsylvania loves cookies. In fact, Pennsylvania has such a cookie tradition that in the western part of the state near Pittsburgh, at weddings, there's a thing called the cookie buffet table. People have an entire table of cookies for people to take home with them after a wedding. Pennsylvanians like cookies. And apparently, political Pennsylvanians really like cookies because the cookie poll of Hatboro, Pennsylvania has called the last 3 presidential elections right as far as Pennsylvania goes. And Rasmussen hasn't done that. Quinnipiac hasn't done that. None of the people who make 40 grand, a poll have done that. But a small bakery in Hatboro, Pennsylvania did that. So a lot of people are looking at the polling data right now, and I'm just looking at the cookies. So we'll find out if the cookies were right in a couple of days. I'm kind of hoping they are because I am a Republican. But I'd also like to, root for the little guy. I want a bakery to be right. I don't want Quinnipiac to be right. I want a bakery to be right in Hatboro, Pennsylvania, because that's kind of the American way. We should, just ask men and women on the street what they really think instead of hiring some fancy polling operation with an algorithm to tell us what they think we think about whatever. So, if this is a different view, I'm looking for a different view. I hope you're looking for a different view too. And if you are, please subscribe to A Different View. Good luck and please vote.